In this golf bag, I have some of the most in-demand irons of both 2025 and now 2026. And today we're going to put them through their paces and see just how good the Vice VGI-01 irons are comparable to the brand new Tacoma 201 Mark II irons. So these are exactly the same loft. They're a very, very similar design. They're an offset, hollow-bodied iron, and I think they both look absolutely fantastic in their different ways. So, I mean, if we give that a little bit of a clean out, Bob, Mr. Dennis must have borrowed that. You can see a lovely white bottom groove there with the Tacoma. I'm a big fan of that. I think it does just help you with that alignment a little bit. And we'll go 7-iron first, then we'll look at the short irons and the long irons, see what you get for your value, because these are two brands that I think are battling it out for interruption. Interruption? Disruption? That's why you're here, Bob. They're battling it out for disruption within the golfing market, and I think they're both doing exceptionally well. So, not disturbing like you, Bob. Disruption is in like... Anyway, where shall I go first? Vice?
Sure.
Let's go Vice first. So, these are a stock set that you would order. You can get different shafts and stuff. They do have their Vice Golf Wiz 125 shafts in here by True Temper. I did go and get fitted for these, but I didn't want to use the fitted one in this review because I didn't think it'd be fair. So just got some nice middle of the road. Where's my full swing, Bob? So guys, a lot of you may have seen I've now put the full swing kit in play for all my product testing and golfing needs. I absolutely love the simplicity of this. I love the numbers it gives me and how consistent it is. And most of all, I love how easy it is to fit in my golf bag. If anyone wants to check it out, I'll link it in the description below. It's an absolute game changer for me. Lots of people have clicked the link already to check it out. So if you do, make sure you have a look, because for me, I think it's a no-brainer if you're serious about improving your golf and knowing your numbers. Anyone wants to check this out, by the way, I'm linking them below. It's working absolutely fantastic for me. Lots of people have gone to look at these and really, really enjoying them. There's like a full simulator software for them as well, which, to be honest, Bob, I had no idea about. So I'm looking forward to testing that a little bit more. But 7-iron, what would you anticipate? Yeah, because these 7-irons are about 31 degrees of loft. I think a bit more, I think like 170. Right. Bit of a rounded looking head on the VGI-01. That's an awful strike to kick off with. And this is what I do enjoy testing irons like this, because I've hit that so badly. It's found the middle of the green absolutely fine. It's spun at 5,000, carried just shy of 145, 164 total. And these like the irons I think that people want, because a little old company, you may have heard of them, called TaylorMade, started this thing of having really good looking hollow bodied irons. Lots of companies have tried to match them, but companies have actually tried to match them on a bit more of a budget and with a bit of a cooler swag to it, as it were. Swag's a terrible word, but a cooler edge to it. Is that better? And again, I think both these companies have done... We'll have to mic Bob up, he'll be cancelled within a week, right? Come on, better swing. Better. That's much better. Really good strike, really nice turf interaction. That's got to have carried quite a bit further. Ball speed's up, it's carrying at 175, just like I was hoping for. It's that spin rate, really, really impressive there. 178. And again, this is where, for clubs like this, you might think, well, James, that's a huge gap in front to back carry dispersion. And yeah, it is, but I mean, if you strike it like I just struck that first one, no iron in the world is going to help you. It would be physically impossible. Made up for the second one though with a really nice turf interaction. 201 Mark II, what are your thoughts?
I like it.
I think I prefer the 201T Mark II, but they're a bit smaller, so we didn't go for them in this comparison. Can we get a good strike off the bat? Yeah, that's really nice. They feel very similar actually. They feel very, very similar. Ball speed very consistent, spin a little bit lower, so spinning 6,000 that time, but carrying very, very similar to what we saw from the Vice at 170. So 174, is that exactly the same? I feel like that's pretty much exactly the same. Right, that's really, really impressive. We'll take the earth off that club and we'll hit another one. I'd love to hit a really bad one. I mean, I'm not gonna, it happens often, I can't try and do it on purpose, but yeah, Bob, do you want to have a go? Right, let's try and just put a good swing on it. Another 170 carry, it'd be lovely. That's got a lot higher, really good turf interaction once again, good solid feel, pitch middle of the green. That's a little bit more, it's a 171, ball speed up a touch, pretty good that, I don't mind it. Really good spin again, 171 carry, that's going to have stopped pretty much quick on a dime, 173. We've got 1 yard front to back dispersion, Bob. 1 yard. Very consistent, very similar so far. What do you think, guys? Which one would you have if you had the opportunity, which you do have, to be honest, to go and buy these clubs? Obviously, we do have the forged element in the vice as well, which a lot of people may prefer. Get in the comments below, let us know. Let's move into the pitching wedge, and then we'll talk about the long irons, because the long irons are where people may prefer one of these clubs. Stay tuned. So some really interesting front to back dispersion here. That's the first shot that we hit with the vice. And for people who say you can't really judge how a ball's rolled out on a launch monitor, it's done a pretty good job there, because it's gone pretty much exactly the same distance in relation to the shots we've hit there. You can see that's what I mean about pure forgiveness. And you can see actually with the Tacomos here, we've hit nice 7 irons in. The greens are pretty responsive this time of year, but we've got that lovely landing angle. So that's what we do generate when we start to look at those spin rates around the 6 or 7 thousandths for a 7 iron. Other shots are here, and then that's the first Tacomo we hit, I think, on the left, or maybe it's the vice. But very similar front to back, very good. Let's talk wedges, and let's do it now. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Should we bring that back? Okay, so when it comes to wedges, we'll start off around the greens, because this is where I think, especially people who are looking for that hollow body design, you can get the wrong makeup, where if you get the wrong pitching wedge, you could struggle with consistency here. We'll start with the Tacomo, because I do feel like I can get a nice generation of launch and spin with the pitching wedge here. And I feel like the squareness of the leading edge, I think, can help you with the strike or massively hinder you, depending on how you feel about striking shots like this. That one's done pretty well. We chipped in a couple of times in the review with these, but you can see it's just launching nicely and then generating that nice little bit of spin. So really nice club, feels fantastic. But now we move into the vice. This is where we might see that forged element really come to pay. So, to pay, is that Bob? To pay, right. Much rounder look. And again, a really nice soft feel there. Go on then. Two decent clubs, I think, really. I wouldn't worry about either of these when it comes to the shorter clubs. There's, like, if you go in the 101s, or if you look at the new Vice 02s, the kind of bigger ones, you might want to think about having a specialist pitching wedge. But in here, I really think you're just kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're getting that bit of forgiveness, but you can also generate shots like that. When it comes to the pitching wedge, how good is that lighting, by the way? They do look good. I think we have to take our hats off here and show homage to TaylorMade. Not that they're dead, but because they've done a fantastic job in industry leading and kicking this off, haven't they? I wonder if we would ever have seen clubs like this without them. Where shall I go first, Bob? Tacoma. We'll just, you took far too long there, Bob, to be fair. Right, 140 par 3. I think we might go a bit longer than 140 with these, but we'll have a look. That felt really nice. Really good strike. Pitched on that front edge. 100 ball speed, 131 spinning. Look at that, spinning at 9.8. So that should be around that kind of 135. Yeah, really nice. That's something that I was anticipating maybe a bit more, but I was hoping that it wouldn't be. So we'll hit another one, and if we get around that kind of 135 again, I'm really happy with that. And that's why I was more interested in the 201Ts maybe, because of numbers in the short irons. But remember, you could always split set these as well. Something that Tacomo do have in their arsenal. I think that's gone too high to get there. It was maybe a little bit duffy, and that's where we talk about the sharpness of the leading edge. It's done all right, actually. So we've carried around that 130 again, 127. It's not going to get up to 135 though, 131. Not too bad. I don't think I struck the second one half as well, but you look at that leading edge, it is quite sharp. It will dig if you get a little bit steep on it. It's fine, it's not the end of the world, but what do we get now out of the vice? Can we get there to this flag? Needs to be a good one. I think that was a bit skinny. I think I've gone from hitting one a bit heavy to one a bit skinny, and it's released out to the middle of the green. Funnily enough, I take back my words about thinking we might go further 140, because that's really consistent, isn't it? 133 right in the middle of those two Tacoma. Spinning a little bit lower, spinning that touch lower. Right, one more. And let's see, if this is anywhere around that 135, we've just got two solid pitching wedges, haven't we? And to say that I've not really hit a good one shows the forgiveness of them both. There's the heavy one again. There's the heavy one again, nice and high. And I'd say very similar. I think that's a bit of a mystery because we've took so much ground, but it's going to be very, very similar to the other ones. 140 total, it's saying. But I can see it on the green there. Maybe a little bit further up, so it's probably right actually. But what do you think? Should we talk 5 iron? 200 yards-ish. Or is 200 pushing it? Stay tuned, see if we can hit 5 iron 200 yards. So when it comes to the long irons in these clubs, we have the 5 irons here, as you can see. 2 really good looking clubs. You can see what I mean about these Tacomas starting to look a bit more industrial. I think the finish will wear off these in time. I'd love to see what these are like after a season of play, whereas the Vice kind of maintains that kind of satin, not satin chrome. I can't get my words out, Bob. What should I go first? Should we go Tacoma first this time? No, we'll go Vice first this time. Right, what we're saying on the full swing? 200's a good total. What's the hole? 211, we're going to be pushing it. But we'll have a go. Can it get there, Bob? I was looking for an it can, but... I've absolutely, what would Gary Martin say there? I've monstered that. Hit that really well. Looks a bit toey off the old T-peg though. 180 carry, 4.5 spin. 198 total. I think we've got more in us than that. You look at where I've hit that, it felt good, but I can see the clubs here. So I've teed this up because we're on par 3.
You got your new shoes on that, didn't you?
New shoes will be in the middle. They're coming soon, Bob, aren't they? Right. That's really nice. I think that's carrying around 185, 190 that. It's just trundling up to the front edge. 180, again, good spin rate. Like they're not low spin monsters like you used to have. 193. Oh. So you can see we're getting, I think the more we look at these and the more we look at what you would want to buy, it's going to come down to brand influence or brand power. Do you like either of these brands? Do you prefer the look of them? Do you prefer the story behind them? And apart from that's that ball we lost earlier, by the way, we'll get that in a minute. And apart from that, we've got 2. And what about the price as well? We've got 2 really good performing sets. And that's why I didn't want to do this test just with a 7 iron like I've done in the past. That's gone miles, by the way. That's pitched middle of the green. 4.5 spin, 130 ball, 190 carry, 205. So starting to really kind of creep up with this Tacoma, and obviously we are a bit downhill, aren't we? So that does show. It's actually back of the green, that. I didn't think I'd be getting on here with a 5 iron, but the guys from Finland say otherwise. I'm going to give it a clean for the last one. Let's try and have consistency. Pretty consistent, Bob? They're going to be bang next to each other. They literally are bang next to each other. Carrying 193, 5 spin again, a little bit more ball speed, 203. Exactly the same. And I'll tell you what, we'll overlay on screen where they are next to each other because you can't see from here, but they are as consistent as it comes. Guys, get in the comments below, which one would you be spending your money on, the Vice VGI01 or of course the brand new Tacoma 201 MK2. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.